Hello, I'm Keith, and this is my dad, Kerwin. Welcome to Father and Son, a Star Wars podcast.
Happy New Year, everyone. It is finally 2022. Thank you so much for joining us on this first episode of the year. We're going to talk about the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 1, Stranger in a Strange Land. But before we get started, we just want to thank you once again to our listeners and our viewers on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button. And if you're listening audio, please make sure to leave a comment or review. Thank you so much.
Yeah, subscribing is helpful. It's free. And plus, it lets us know how many people have watched our shows and what we can do next. You can also leave in the comments ideas for other episodes we can do.
Nice. All right. Okay. So we're ready?
Yeah.
So we're ready to
I really just riffed on that last part.
That's very good. So you're getting very good at this podcasting thing.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Stranger in a Strange Land. Okay. So we start off. This is a spoiler review, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Spoilers.
Yes. Spoilers. This is a spoiler review. Okay. So
all the reviews of shows are spoilers.
Right. So
just to let you know.
Okay. So if you're not seeing it, of course, you want to go ahead and see it and then come back and watch us. Here we go. All right. So we start off with an exterior shot of Tatooine and Jabba's palace. It's a beautiful shot, wonderful shot. And then we get to see the inside of the palace. You know, it looks very familiar because we've seen these interiors in Return of the Jedi. And then we get to see this Bacta tank. And inside the Bacta tank is Boba Fett. All right. While he is in the tank, he has flashbacks. Okay.
Yeah, so we get to see how he escapes the Sarlacc Pit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's there. And I really think we needed that because honestly, it was just all cloudy in Mandalorian how he got out. We just know he escaped.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we finally got to see how it happened because that was something I wanted to see. And they, took care of that from the very beginning. Also, we did see flashbacks of Kamino. Right. And then we saw little Boba Fett on Geonosis when he lost his father. He picked up his father's helmet. So that was pretty good.
Never mind.
Jango. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot his name for a second.
Yeah. Jango Fett. Okay. All right. And then he gets out of the Sarlacc Pit and he is found by Jawas.
Yep. So the Jawas just raid him, take his armor. And then he's captured by Tusken Raiders.
He's captured by
Boba can't catch a break.
No, he's having a hard time in this episode. So, and so what are they going to do with Boba? Well, they hold him as prisoner. So they have him tied by rope and he's being dragged by the banthas. Like they couldn't find any room on the bantha. He could have, they could have put him on the bantha, but instead he just, trailed.
They just dragged them
along. With the banthas, and they had him set up along with another prisoner, a Rodian. And they also have this animal. The Tusken Raiders have this very ferocious animal.
It's like a hound.
Right. I think we've seen that same animal.
Sort of like the hounds from Solo.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like those weird things, except they don't have nostrils on the front of their face.
Well, so Boba makes an attempt to escape. And he was able to subdue the animal and he ripped off, using the animal's teeth, ripped off the rope. And then he looks over to Rodian and said, Rodian, do you want me to break your bonds? And Rodian just goes off and
like an alarm.
Yeah, and alerts the Tusken Raiders.
Even though he's literally about to be freed because the Tusken Raiders are like, they can't see them. So it's like, okay, we can escape now.
Yeah, I don't know what.
And by the way, he sounds like a Tusken Raider. Here's a similarity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. I don't know why he reacted that way to Rodian. But anyway, so Boba tries to escape. He doesn't escape. He gets captured. and we are brought back to present day, where Fennic Shand comes in and lets them know, okay, it's time. All right. And then the next scene is when people come to pay tribute to the new crime lord, Boba Fett. And the first alien is a Qualish.
Yes.
Right.
And a Qualish.
Yes. And just like in Star Wars, right? Because, A New Hope, when we were listening to this Qualish, Ponda Baba, we didn't know what he was saying either. We needed somebody, to interpret what he was saying. Yeah,
sort of like with Han and Chewie. Mm-hmm. Chewie goes, "Arr, arr," and Han's like, no, it doesn't look that bad.
Right. You have Han to interpret what Chewie is saying. But in this case, so this alien is there, and he's giving credits to Boba, and they're nodding their head as if they know exactly what this alien is saying. And once the alien walks away, Boba leans over to Fennic Shand and says, did you catch any of that? I thought that was really funny. She's like, well, I think he said something about friendship. And then he says, we're going to have to get a protocol droid, right? Which brings us back to C-3PO as the protocol droid temporarily for Jabba the Hutt. So that was a pretty good scene, right? And then, we saw a Trandoshan come in and pay respects. He looks a little shady. And then we also have this, we were expecting the mayor to come in and pay respects, but the mayor sent the mayor's major domo.
Yeah.
Right.
But remember when Boba's like, even when a Trandoshan is giving you tribute, it still sounds like a threat.
Yes, that's right. Trandoshans, you can't trust them.
Yeah, they're like.
And the next person that enters is the mayor's major domo.
The
mayor's major domo. Yeah. The mayor's major domo. I got it. So what happens when the mayor Mojadama comes in?
Major domo. Well, it's like just 5 minutes of laughter, sort of like what's happening right now. Because the mayor's like, apologies. I can see how such a mistake could come from the communication. Apologies.
Yeah, so basically he was supposed to be there to pay respects to Boba, but instead he actually wants, the only respect he's going to pay is, well, the mayor apologizes for not being here, but he really doesn't have anything to give to Boba. And instead, he wants Boba to give him credits.
Which is hilarious.
Which is interesting. So this guy, of course, he's not to be trusted, and we're going to see him again. And we'll also see the mayor maybe in the next episode.
Yeah, because I must say, this just seems like a window for a subplot that can't be ignored.
Right.
Because there's probably some type of thing that happened with Jabba and the mayor a while ago, and now Fett stepped into it. He has to get it fixed.
That's right. He's got to handle it. Okay. All right. Well, then in the next scene, they walk the town of Mos Espa, heading to the cantina.
Yeah. Apparently, Max Rebo is still there.
Max Rebo.
They made that cantina retro.
Yeah, they upgraded this cantina. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. And then they were coming there to see.
This lady named Garza Flip.
Yes. So yes, and I guess she runs the establishment, and she comes over. She's very nice, very polite. Didn't know that he is now taken over the Hutt Empire. But once Boba Fett introduces himself, and she asks if they wanted their helmets cleaned, so she took their helmets away and then came back. The helmets were full of credits.
Or at least Boba's was. And Fennec is like, your helmet looks shinier than mine.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. So they're walking out this establishment with helmets full of money, and then all of a sudden they're ambushed.
Yeah, by these assassins who have an odd resemblance to somebody else, but we'll talk about that at the end.
Okay, we could talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, so they're caught by surprise. Unfortunately, Boba was not prepared. But Fennic Shand actually went after 2 of the assassins, so they came out, with the shields, the electric shields and the weapon. So she goes after 2 of them, was able to capture one, was able to capture both.
But then she just kicked one off the edge.
And Boba wanted to make sure you get at least one of them alive. So that's what she did. So she was able to capture one of them. And we didn't talk about the Gamorrean guards, but there were 2 Gamorrean guards that used to work for Boba and that used to work for Jabba and Bib Fortuna. Now that they're gone, They pledged their loyalty to Boba, so they actually came in and helped Boba with the ambush and returned Boba back to his pod because he was injured. And then once he's back in his pod, we flash back again to when he was held prisoner with the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then this is where one of the young Tusken Raiders send the prisoners, Boba and the Rodian, out to the desert to dig for water.
But before that, for some reason, she made them walk all the way to the other side of town to watch these people leave a mark on a villager's hut and then attack the villager, which, again, subplot right there, because there is really no reason to bring somebody out there if you're not going to introduce some sort of storyline.
Yeah.
So they might be related to those assassins we saw earlier.
Yeah, we don't know. There's some type of marauders who actually was threatening this villager in their hut, in their home, and attacked the villager, ran off, and well, before they ran off, they left a mark outside the villager's home. Not sure what that mark means.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, but we'll soon find out. Yes, but you're right. So they made a stop there, and then this Tusken Raider took them out to the desert to start digging for water.
Yeah, so apparently water comes with these rocks. So like if you crack the rock, you get the water. But somehow the Rodian uncovers this weird like sand thing. It's smaller than the crate dragon, but bigger than a person with 4 arms.
Yeah, it's got multiple limbs. Like they use the arms as legs, it depends on, how their stance. Yeah.
Yeah, it attacks them all. The Rodian doesn't make it, but Boba Fett manages to subdue the creature. So when they go back to the village, they come back with the head.
Yeah, so
as a trophy.
Right. Oh, that's good. Trophy as a trophy or a victory.
Yeah, of course, the Tusken Raider child gets all the respect basically because she's just parading around like this with the head.
Well,
it's funny.
Yeah, so this little Tusken Raider is taking credit for, returning the head, even though we know it was Boba who took care of the creature. And one of the adult Tusken Raiders actually was aware that Boba was actually the one to save this Tusken Raider. And they made a truce. And, at that point, Boba actually won his freedom. So now he's no longer a prisoner. I'm expecting going forward, he's going to start working with the Tusken Raiders. We'll see. So there may be more flashbacks involving Boba and the Tusken Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah. And then that was the episode.
And now we can finally get to those assassins. They have a weird resemblance to Deathstick from Crimson Dawn.
Right. Let me set this up. So if you did not see an episode that we recorded with Chris Ryans from Boraxium, we talked about War of the Bounty Hunters, that comic book series that came out this past summer. And Boba Fett is the star of the series. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. And if you have not seen that episode, please go back and watch or listen to it. But there are some assassins in that series that resemble very much the same assassins we just saw in the episode of Book of Boba Fett.
And the weapons too, they sort of resemble the weapons Kira had.
Exactly, right. So the reason why I bring this up is if you're going to have a series that involves a criminal organization, you have to include Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, because they've just risen to power.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kira is bold enough to say to Darth Vader, is the Empire too poor to pay his debts or is it too cheap? I'm pretty sure they're going to see Boba Fett as no big threat.
Exactly. So we understand that the mayor of Mos Espa is a villain, but he's just one of the villains. I'm sure that this is a large criminal organization. There are going to be many other villains that Boba's going to have to face, and I think one of them is going to be Crimson Dawn and Kira. If you want to have a big reveal, you can't get any bigger than that, having Kira return as the head of Crimson Dawn. So that's what I think is going to happen. So,
well, yeah, it would make lots of sense.
Yeah, that's our prediction. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about this episode?
No.
I'm looking forward to the next episodes. I think this is a good setup.
Yeah, this was great. They just laid out the plot, and now we know what's to come.
Right. It's a great setup to what we're going to see coming in the future.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to episode 2, and we'll be back here again to review that as well. But thank you very much for this episode. Thank you for joining us. Where can people find us, Keith?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Amazon Music, Audible, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And please leave us a review. It really helps.
Yes, once again.
It lets us know how we're doing.
Absolutely. Once again, please subscribe if you have not done so already. Leave a review, any comments. I think that is it.
And the website. FatherSonGalaxy.com.
All right. Well, thank you once again for joining us on this episode. Until next time, take care, and we will see you again.